Run your feet! Finish.
The Gameday Broadcast Network is proud to present Football Media Day. Football Media Day is brought to you by Lark Brewing Company and Restaurant, Loudoun's #1 destination for great food and great times. And by Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. When you need to get back in the game or the game of life, call Robin O'Connor and Integrated Sports Medicine today.
Hundreds of high school athletes have trusted Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy to help them get back on the field. Don't let that injury go untreated. Call Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy today at 703-724-7474 or visit us online at integratedsportspt.com. It's where athletes go to get back in the game.
Happy to be here. Sean Finnerty, going into year 6 at Patriot High School out of Prince William County. Recap last year, we were really young football team going into last year. You know, started off with a hard Westfield game, who was obviously, they were experienced last year. They took my young guys down pretty good that first game. It was a welcome to Friday night football for us. And then we kind of got the ship right after that. The kids matured a little bit. We went, our 3 losses were a combined 11 points. We lost to a 9-1 Colonial Forge down. We lost by 7. We were winning in the fourth quarter. Lost to Mountain View by 1 point, winning in the fourth quarter. Lost to Battlefield by 3 points, winning in the fourth quarter. So our kids fought well all year. We were just not ready last season. The thing is, we got all those guys coming back, and was real excited going into the offseason. Kids tackled it hard. They knew what we have. They knew what opportunities we have this year with everybody coming back. We're coming in this year with 15 returning starters, a couple big transfers that are starting as well. You know, so when you look at 17 out of 22 guys, like, we're primed to really make a great year, and they worked all off season knowing that was the prize with a chance to really do well. Training camp was interesting this year. It was the shortest training camp I think we've had, so it was one of the easier ones. You know, with the heat, you can't get outside, so we were only practiced once in the morning. It was only 7 days really long because of how early school's starting and when they let us, so it was a short camp. Luckily, our kids are experienced. Our kids know what's going on, and we were able to kind of make up for that and still get a lot accomplished in a very short camp. Key players, we got my running back, Jackson McCarter, just recently committed to Villanova. Obviously, he had almost 1,800 yards rushing last year. My quarterback's coming back, Tyler Knutson. He's got some FCS interest level, very high D2 level. He is pretty much my guy that I think's primed to make a big step this year. He got those Friday night jitters out last year, his first year starting as a junior, and he's ready to make that step this year. I got a lot of guys up front. You know, I got 4 returning starters up front. They're all ready to make big years. Joey Sapina, Saif Hamad, Hans Schmidt, Jordan Benjamin, all ready to really take a big step and make us one of the better lines, I think, in the state. Offensively speaking, you got Buddy Noakes, who's a transfer coming over from Unity Reed, who's going to have a huge year at receiver. Colton Kershaw coming back for us. He's in a slot. Resembles a lot of what I usually have, these very skilled, undersized slot kids for us that do really well. He's the next one in that mold. Defensively, I got linebacker, came over from Unity Reed. He's got a Marshall offer, Central Michigan offer, ODU offer. He's a rising junior for us, Matt Canoe, who's going to be big time for us. I got a Tyler Johnson at defensive end, who's going to make some big strides for us. Chris Umana. I got probably one of the best defensive players in the region that nobody really talks about. He's a rising junior, Leo Schreibar. He was all-region as an all-purpose defensive player for us last year, and I think he's going to have a huge year for us. When you got 17 returners, it's kind of hard to focus on which one, but we got a lot coming back. I'm really excited about it. Young guys to watch. I don't really have a lot of young guys playing. Probably one of the big ones would be sophomore Chris Umana, defensive tackle for us, who played as a true freshman for us last year. And probably some of the guys like Aiden Pagonis, a free safety, a wide receiver will take some steps, a Trevor Keener. Braylon Addy is another rising junior for us that's going to play both sides of the ball. So we got some young skill guys that probably nobody's heard of yet who are going to take big steps for us this year. Season expectations. I think we should be one of the best teams in the state. I think this is our year to make a run. We probably play in the hardest region in 6A. Just in our region alone, it's us, Battlefield, Mountain View, Colonial Forge, Gainesville. All teams, I think everybody's picked one of those teams to be a team that goes all the way this year. So we have probably one of the toughest regions in 6A, and it's going to get us ready. I schedule Westfield, Mountain View, and Forge in the regular season for a reason, so we're prepared to make a run. If we stay healthy, right, knock on wood, that's what everybody needs to do. But if we stay healthy, I think we're primed to be one of the best teams in the state.
Coach, it's great to have you back with us here for Media Day and a little bit later this year than we normally do, but it's kind of cool getting ready to come up on the first week of the season. Just talk a little bit about what are some of the things you're talking to your kids about needing to improve prior to that first game?
Consistency. That's last year with a young squad, we were so inconsistent with our execution, and we use consistency as the key word for the offseason, right? Be consistent in the weight room. Be consistent in conditioning. Be consistent with your effort. All right, so going into this, if we are consistent for 4 quarters, it's going to show out. Consistency, effort, and really just knowing what's in store for us. Last year we were really uncertain, and everybody was down on us with us going 6-4 in the regular season, but we knew what schedule we had. We scheduled tough for a reason. I tell the kids, we have to know what adversity is. If you can't get through adversity, you're not going to be able to make that run. So that schedule beat us up pretty good last year, but now going into this season, that adversity we went through is going to help us this season. Now I think we're ready for the Westfields, the Mountain Views, the Forges, the Battlefields. We're ready now to take that step because they went through and they got their bumps and bruises last year.
Certainly you've had time now to get the culture that you want at Patriot under your leadership. Do you feel like this group has totally bought into that in the offseason? And certainly, do they see the writing on the wall that this is a year that you could go make a run?
Absolutely. From coaches down to managers, right? Everybody sees what's in store for us this year. We've had some good teams at Patriot. This is my best team. Once again, guys, stay healthy as always. But this is our best team. They've all bought in to the physicality mentality. Patriot years ago used to be score a lot of points, give up a lot of points, very pass-happy offense, and they did really well. Obviously, I come in with much more of a we're going to run the ball and then we're going to stop the run. And now going into year 6, that's what people know. I heard one of the better comments this year from another coach. He was telling me about what they were talking about before they played us last year, and there's a bunch of schedule changes. We had a bad weather game that got moved to Saturday, and this coach said, "Hey, Patriot's gonna Patriot," and that was one of the best things I heard this offseason, which let me know that we've established ourselves and people know who we are. Patriot's gonna Patriot, and I said, "Hey, that was a great feeling because that's been won over by the kids." They believe in it. They know what we do, the discipline and everything we bring. Everyone's completely bought in, and that's what we do now.
Certainly the kids have games that are circled on the calendar that they love. I would assume the Battlefield game is still always that one. They are expected to be really good as well this year. Give us another one. What is a game that you feel like the kids are really excited about?
as much as I want them to be 100% always just thinking about our game one against Westfield, which is obviously a big game for us. If you ask the kids, they're going to say Gainesville. Gainesville's turned into one of our big rivals. Our big feeder school, Gainesville Middle School, all goes to Gainesville High School. So, they're in the mid 2000s with kids now. We're under 2000. So most of our players that we used to have go to Gainesville. So all the kids know each other. They're the brand new shiny ball now. So it kind of gets to our kids a little bit when they get talked about so much, and my kids are like, we're still here. So Gainesville, they serve. But like going into the season, I keep telling them Westfield, 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 because one, they beat us worse than anybody else did last year. Our kids just weren't ready for that game. So that's our jumping off point. Have we taken the steps that we think we have taken? And we'll find out in that week one.
Coach, final thought here just with regard to Westfield, new coaching staff. There's still some holdovers from the prior staff, but does that cause some, any questions for you as far as what they're going to do? I know you'll get some film, but thoughts on that?
I'm definitely watching podcasts more than I usually watch now, and when they talk about scrimmages and seeing what Westfield's doing offensively, because I know they're doing a wing tee this year, but they're doing some different things as well, I think, and I don't have any really clue yet what they're doing. So that's definitely, I'm watching a little more social media and trying to find a few more clips here and there. Defensively, same staff. I know Bendorf does a great job with their defense, so we know what we're in store for there. But definitely some question marks about what they're changing offensively, so we're a little bit more in the dark than usual. So, maybe we're all being a little bit more detective this year than usual. So it's fun, though. Like I said, the Westfield's a great matchup because you don't see a lot of Prince William County Fairfax matchups in the regular season. So I think that's great. I think it's great for Northern Virginia getting those matchups going again. It's great for us playing outside of our region. And obviously in an experienced, established program like Westfield, it's a great challenge that I think my kids are really excited for.
Coach, as always, it's great to have you at Media Day, man. Excited to see what you guys are able to do this year. Sounds like it's going to be a great year for Patriot, and we'll be watching closely.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Here you go, Chad. Hey. Get the football. Run your feet. Hey,
Finish. The Gameday Broadcast Network is proud to present Football Media Day. Football Media Day is brought to you by Lark Brewing Company and Restaurant, Loudoun's #1 destination for great food and great times. And by Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. When you need to get back in the game or the game of life, call Robin O'Connor and Integrated Sports Medicine today.
Hundreds of high school athletes have trusted Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy to help them get back on the field. Don't let that injury go untreated. Call Integrated Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy today at 703-724-7474 or visit us online at integratedsportspt.com. It's where athletes go to get back in the game.